Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa 2, where we are continuing in the 4th chapter of the game, the trial section. So this is the midpoint where of course Monokuma and Monami have to have their little say.
Why, hello there! I thought of a new bad word to call Monami!
Oh, I can already tell I wouldn't be pleased by this.
Then let me say it right away!
I'm already used to insults and slander. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word.
Monami is a serious stew fatly!
What? That's much more straightforward than I expected. Stew fatly, huh?
That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, and ugly. The perfect jet stream attack incorporating all three of these would be... Ta-da! Stew fatly!
There's a fat hidden in there.
Okay, everyone, all together now. Monami is a serious stew fatly.
Okay. I think he wanted it to take off, but it just never did. Alright, let's leave. Trial resume.
Hello! I hope your day is well. I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. My heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! But be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons.
Well, thankfully I'm playing on PC, so I don't have to worry about that.
And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
Alright.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Did she really just do that? Like she had this dramatic reaction and then she's like, oh well. Wow, we just got rickrolled.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily? I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekumaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
Yeah, I know, but unfortunately he's usually right. Except for when it comes to his ideals and morality and all of that.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
Yeah, he's gone now, unfortunately.
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Oh my.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder.
Indeed.
Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
Oh, you're such a cinnamon roll, Gundam.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Oh, Akane, just when I think you have a soul, you show this.
Akane! You're drooling waterfalls?
Nagito, as usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Nekomaru's cause of death, huh? Using the building and everything from the crime scene makes a lot of sense if you think of it a certain way, you know? How could you use a building to kill someone? He was horribly damaged, as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building's structure. Excuse me. So, what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilized the building structure? Falling.
See,
Ooh, sorry.
I think he might have died from falling.
Yeah, because we just learned that the tower, you know, the building's on top of each other, so it's vertical.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
Okay, Gundams. You have left being a cinnamon roll behind, huh?
But my gut is going crazy right now.
If Nekomaru died from falling, where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm going to reach the truth behind this incident, I need to solve that mystery next. Okay. We're finally gonna talk about the good night button, alright.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on. Did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside,
Ah,
the other
moving
door
object.
won't open.
That was it.
Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
I need to make it clear so they understand that Nekomaru fell to his death. Looks like it's all up to me, as usual.
When the
There's a moving object inside.
No, that's wrong!
There we go.
That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
Yep.
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode.
I really wish he hadn't told us about that. If he hadn't, I don't think he'd be dead right now.
If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain, before Kazuichi interrupted me. Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
Look at the face. A way to create the drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru is still in it. Chiaki seems to have an idea, but what way could that be? Why don't you let her say it, instead of having us solve it for her? It's really annoying, but I know it's the gameplay, so... What was the chain? Oh, that was on the... Maybe the broken doorknob or the wire? One of those.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
doorknob.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Thank you.
Silence, pest!
Don't be so cold. What if I start to enjoy it?
Oh no. Wait, it said I have awoken? What? Sometimes the silence text or the little whispers or whatever are really funny. If Nekomaru is inside the elevator, how can you create a difference in elevation?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
Okay, I think
So
we're
you're telling us
agreeing
all
with what
to think
Fuyuhiko
about
said.
the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
I agree with that.
Okay. Alright. Yeah.
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it?
Yeah.
That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
Mm-hmm.
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob...
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That explains the loud noise they heard.
That's right. He was suspended in midair. Huh? The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor.
They're pretty smart to figure all that out, though.
With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Nekomaru in midair.
Yeah. Oof.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
Oh my god, you pervert.
You better not finish that sentence.
If he was human, that would have been really bad for him. But because he's not, that's why they were able to do that.
The killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Pretty smart.
Too easy.
Uh-oh. Oh, Soda, what now?
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that. Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall? Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
You're so dumb. This is actually one of the most obvious things. Of course he's gonna wake up and freak out, dude. And there's a way to wake him up with the alarm.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
Oh no! Why am I out of cuts? Wait, why am I out of cuts? I agree with what Kazuichi is wondering. Seems certain that a difference in elevation inside the tower is used to kill Nekomaru. Need to find the answer and counter Kazuichi's remarks.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push. There's no way they could do that.
Ooh, they're limiting the
Doesn't
amount
mean
of
someone
cuts.
had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Not with the alarm.
Cut through those words.
They made it hard. Okay, so they limit the amount of cuts.
What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why... If something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right?
Yep.
Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, The scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
From his weight.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because earlier, yeah, he was weakening it by trying to turn it. Yeah. In that case, I shall use my full power. Oh, I'm gonna miss him. He's an idiot, but he's a good heart, you know? It's kind of sad. I should have spent time with him, but oh well. With a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands. But yeah. Not yet. Here it comes. The incredible strength of 1,000,000 horsepower. Wait, isn't it creaking? If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. If that's really what it was, then that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig.
Okay.
Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
Bruh.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
Oh my god, you masochist.
This guy, he gets off on this.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
Doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I could think of that happened to him was that he collided with the pillar.
I see!
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Sure.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know!
Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more, and I'll be able to reach the truth. There should definitely be a clue to breaking through this contradiction. Please, no more logic dive. I'm worried it's gonna come. Okay, this has to do with the fact he has a radio clock, right? His clock should always be correct.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
That's gotta be it! No, that's wrong!
You can't.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
Yep.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
He's willing to change his opinion just because of her. Oh, y'all are cute.
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
These time-related contradictions. I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we've overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. Think. If I focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. No. Please don't be a logic dive. No! I don't wanna. Ooh. Ooh! Shite. Oh no! Damn it. Fine. Ah! Oh god. The struggle. Last time was too easy. I should have known better. Okay. What did they misunderstand? The time in the building. Whew. Woo! Okay. Slow down a little. Slow down. I don't want to fall no more. Ooh! No! I almost had it. Am I supposed to do that? Maybe go a little faster and jump. Okay. Don't fuck this up. Oh! Y'all are gonna kill me. Oh, this is the worst. Which clock was tampered with? I'm gonna say the building's clocks. Shh, come on. Oh, shite. How am I supposed to deal with this? Ugh. Nope. Oh, this is gonna be horrible, y'all. I'm gonna fail this one. Why you do this to me? Okay, which house had the wrong time? Both houses. Please be over. Oh. Yes! Oh, that was hard. I hate it. The last launch and die was so easy. This one was really rough. But I did it! Woo!
It's all coming together.
Jesus. Oh, Lord.
You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks had been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
She's right. That's the main problem. I need to clarify by how much the time was off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. Alright. Which one? Was it Akane? I think she heard the sound, right?
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death. It's clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
We heard it. The noise.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
Yes.
If only I heard the sound when you fell.
There.
I agree with that.
I think only Akane heard it, right? Or was there anybody else?
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it.
Oh, I think, didn't Kuzuryu hear it too?
It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge.
Yeah.
What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane!
The rumbling sound we heard was at 5:30 a.m. It's like the answer to how much our time was off is literally right in front of me.
I see!
2 hours.
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out. Only Nekomaru.
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Besides messing with the time, the killer also used a specific thing. If they were trying to lure only Nekomaru, then that specific thing is Monokuma Tai Chi, because that's why he was there.
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
Man, that sucks.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early! He didn't even ask you yet!
Geez, how outrageous! I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
He did say that. He gave it away.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez! That's, well, how should I put it?
Slip of the tongue?
What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
No.
Wrong! Too bad!
Liar! I'm right!
No.
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
You two stop.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Huh?
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. There was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
It's whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right? Oh, guys, you're falling into a certain trap. As much as I wish this person did it, I'm very sure he didn't.
You're the only one! The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something!
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
Do it.
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
You couldn't?
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too.
Why didn't you say anything until now, Chiaki? Huh?
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
The only people who didn't hear the rumbling noise were Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. Now this is something that, unless you're paying attention to the minute details, you're not gonna remember. And I'm trying to remember, was that even evidence in here? I don't think so. Let me just go through it really quickly. No, it's not even evidence, so that's kind of bad because you could easily screw this part up. The secret is what these three have in common. Could this also be the secret that points to the killer? Okay, this is Hangman's Gambit. Ugh, annoying. Ah! Whew, that gets hard. Alright. This is all about their sleeping arrangements, and that's something you can easily forget.
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki, the three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
Quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof and has excellent air insulation. The standard room may have so-so insulation, but it's still pretty decent. And the crummy room has severe airflow and draft problems.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise...
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent?
Shut up, jerk.
Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
And this is the other thing. Like, okay, you can figure out that those three were in deluxe rooms, but if you paid attention, that means that there's someone else who should have been in a deluxe room, and therefore should not have heard anything.
Hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
Somehow, I feel like I understand what Nagito means. The killer among us. The killer who murdered Nekomaru. It breaks my heart. It really does. My beloved. How could you?
You're the only one!
But if he hadn't, we would all be dying of starvation.
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Yep. Oh, Gundam, no. Why? Why you do this?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
Oh boy.
Gundam?
There is only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
He didn't think about it. Oh, if only he had thought about it, but he didn't. He didn't remember.
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko.
Yep.
Me? After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Without him seeing him.
Even though Mekamaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
Oof. Bad luck, buddy.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Oof.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room, just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
Oof.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Hey, what are you doing? This raucous. It's louder than the supreme ruler of the netherworld bellowing for a sacrifice. Don't go making all that noise so suddenly.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Yep.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
I mean, I guess he could say, just because I wasn't in my room doesn't mean I was the murderer. I was on the other floor, and I happened to come down right then. But then they're gonna say, well, if you were awake, why didn't you go to Monokuma Taichi? And he's gonna say, oh, well, the clocks were changed, so I didn't know what time it was. But even so, a lot of it would be lies and excuses that would just pile up on top of each other.
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears.
Okay.
That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Okay, I see you at least trying.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic.
Oh.
The truth shall now commence.
Oh, he's sweating.
At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out.
Yep.
Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce.
Rude.
Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Rude.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
You said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
Oh, just like, please, please let him not be lying.
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing.
So everybody's just forgetting the whole, how did he find out the secret of the building? And how did he get the weapons and all the stuff, the tools? Like, come on, y'all.
Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
Sorry, bro. That's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Alright, buddy. Sorry to do this. I don't see it, though. I don't see it. Uh-oh. Maybe contact elevator?
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
Okay.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
Yeah,
How
but
much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
isn't it what she said about the secret passageway? How do I... No, it's not this one, it's, what is the... Can I do that? Fire truth bullet, mouse wheel. System. Spots. There, truth bullet flashback. Hold down. Okay, that's it. That's it. And the contradiction is when something is obviously wrong. There's no contradiction I can't shoot through. I'm gonna find out what it is for the sake of everyone's hope. I'll shoot through the contradiction.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
if the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer
There.
do you plan to lecture me?
That's it.
Why don't we stop this already?
The secret passageway. Okay.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two.
No, that's wrong!
Nope. Alright.
No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist!
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Ah, gotta talk to him. Really? We gotta select him? Okay, whatever. Where is he at? Oh.
You're the only one!
Twice in one trial.
Nagito, you should know.
What are you talking about?
Like, why are you picking on me again? I'm tired of talking. I'm tired of hearing your voice, but unfortunately we gotta do what we gotta do.
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Yes, we know.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Meaning, the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
He just said the name of his,
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
his skill. Oh, I love it.
There's no way they didn't know.
They had all those tools and stuff. Come on, man.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion.
Okay.
If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
No, Gundam, I'm sorry. I know you had to put up a fight, but still.
There's no way I can stop.
Did you say?
I thought we were soulmates after we bonded during my free time events. I'm sorry, Gundam, but you killed someone. We gotta do what we gotta do, bro.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Oh my gosh. Seeing him Hulk out. That would be weird. Okay, I have to be careful with my cuts now. The wire, maybe? Because that's one of the tools.
Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could
Oh,
travel
God.
through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
That was tough. The way he's doing it, it's like all over. Oh geez, at least they gave me more cuts, but his argument is exhausting. Just listening to it makes me tired. I need to skillfully cut back against his words so he doesn't outpace
Even
me.
if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes,
Oh
provided
god.
you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Ah, this is bad.
Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Oh my god, I don't think I can do this one. Shoot, what am I gonna do? Because time's running out and I'm just not getting enough of his stuff. Hold on. Slash in the direction you press, slash in the direction you press. Arrow keys. Fire Truth Blade. Any other options? Everyone doubts me. Blah blah blah. Now we're gonna suddenly vote for Hajime. Majority vote. Hajime. Too bad. Alright.
This is my...
Alright.
We will never give up!
If I say, can I save here? Can I save? Can I frickin' save? I should have said no. I should have said no. I don't know. Why can't I do this?
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Yeah. No, I quit. I quit, you guys. Probably gonna have to redo this whole fucking episode. Okay, you know what? Whatever. I'm out of here. Thanks, guys, for watching. I don't know if I'm ever gonna beat this. I'll figure something else out. Ugh, sorry to leave this here, but I'm stuck. I'm really stuck. And the game won't let me save, and I'm just stuck. I should have just said no. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until next episode, have a nice day. Bye-bye.